In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your rear brake caliper on your Kia Soul. It's located behind your rear wheel. Make sure you press your brake pedal down using a pry bar or something similar when you do hydraulics. Using a 21mm socket, we're going to take off our wheel. If your wheel gets stuck, put one lug nut on and use a rubber mallet to free it up. We're going to remove our hose from the caliper. I'm using an 11mm socket. I have my brake pedal pressed. I'm going to remove these two bolts using a 14mm socket. Make sure you have a hand on the caliper. You can either set this aside or hang it up with your caliper hanger. Use a pair of wire cutters or something similar, maybe needle nose, and take out this clip. Slide a pry bar in between the lever and the caliper, press down, and then use something else to, I'm using a long flathead screwdriver to take the cable off. Now you can pull the cable out and let that dangle. Now we're going to take out these two bolts using a 14mm socket. Make sure you have a hand on the caliper. Remove the bolt and take this off. Remove your pads. Set those aside. And now we can remove these two bolts. Using a 14mm socket, we're going to remove these two bolts to take the bracket off. First, I'm going to crack them loose. And then I'll take them out. Make sure you have a hand on your bracket. And remove it. I'm going to loosen these bolts to separate the bracket from the caliper. You can do this in a vise too if you don't want to do it like this. Hold it still for you. Set that aside. And now we're going to inspect inside our slides to make sure that they're fully greased. Looks like they could use a little more. We're going to use some silicone paste. Just to add a little bit more to the slides and then to the boots. You can use your slide to get the grease in there. Make sure you get it inside the little ridges. And then you're going to push it in and get the air out if there is any. Using a flathead screwdriver, you want to pick up the lip of the boot as you press in. Make sure you don't puncture the boot. And what you're looking for is some vacuum, which it doesn't have yet. Once you see some vacuum, you have all the air out. You're going to put a little paste on the metal part where the tins live. I usually just finger paint it in there. Now we're going to put our tins on the bracket. You just press them in. Just like that. Now we're going to put our bracket on the vehicle. Get your bolts started by hand. I'm going to tighten those up and then torque them to 50 foot-pounds. Put your wear indicator on the bottom on the inside. Make sure the curve of the pad goes with the curve of the rotor, and don't put them in backwards. Now we're going to put our caliper on. Again, start your bolts by hand. You're going to tighten them right up and then torque them to 20 foot-pounds. Now we're going to put our parking brake cable in, so you're going to feed it through this hole first. Once you get it through there, you're going to pull that down and out of the way. So I'm going to pry down on this lever. You may need some locking pliers to put the cable onto the bracket. Push it on, release your locking pliers. We're going to put this clip on, this lower part of the bracket, slide it in. And you can just tap it in the rest of the way. It's locked in place. And now we can put our hose on. We're going to use new washers and put our line on our caliper. So the washer goes here, and then your washer is fed onto the bolt already. And then we'll push that through. We're going to torque our bolt to 21 foot-pounds. Now I'm going to remove the pry bar and just pump it up a little bit. Once you've pumped it up a few times, we're going to open the bleeder in the back and do a gravity bleed. Let's take our bleeder cap off here and break free our bleeder screw. Now we're going to break open the bleeder screw, and we're going to wait for a steady stream of brake fluid without air bubbles. All right, looks like we have a steady stream going. It took about 5 minutes or so. There's no more air bubbles coming out, so I'm going to close this down, clean up my area, and put the cap back on. Install your wheel. Start your lug nuts by hand. We're going to torque our wheels to 80 foot-pounds using a 21 millimeter socket. I'm going to do that in a star-like pattern. Clean and inspect your cap. It should say what type of brake fluid this vehicle takes. It says .3 or 4. Take out your filter, and we're going to siphon out the old fluid. I'm using this tool. There's a few out there. It'll work just fine. Get as much out as possible. That looks like all the fluid we can reach. So let's put our filter back in. I'm going to fill this up to max. There's a line on the side that says it. There we are. There's a line on this side and also on this side to show you where max is. Now you can put your cap back on. To bleed the brakes on this Kia Soul, you're going to start in the right rear, then move to the left front, the left rear, and then the right front. Here we are at the right rear. I have somebody in the car pumping up the brake for me, and he's going to help me bleed the brakes. So I'm going to take my cap off my bleeder. I have something to catch my fluid. You can use a drip tray below, or you can use something like this. All right, pump them up, please. He's holding. I'm going to use an 11 millimeter line wrench to crack open our bleeder. It's to the floor. I'm going to close it down. We're looking for air bubbles going down. And when there's no air bubbles, we're going to move on to the next wheel. Pump it up. He's holding. Loosen the bleeder. It's to the floor. Close the bleeder. Pump it up. He's holding. It's to the floor. I'm gonna close it. I think that's good for this side. So we're gonna clean the area and put our cap back on. And now we're going to move to the left front. Now we're at the left front. We're going to take our cap off. Using a 10mm wrench. We're getting ready to crack open our bleeder. I got my buddy in the car. Pump it up, please. He's holding to the floor. Close that down. Pump it up, please. To the floor. Close it up. Pump it. He's holding. I'm just going to get the residual fluid out of here so I can see the air bubbles. You holding? It's to the floor. Pump it up again. He's holding. Okay. Tighten that bleeder. I'm not seeing any more air, so I'm going to clean the area. Now we're going to go to our master and top it off, make sure it's at max. And then we're going to go to our left rear and bleed it the same way we did number 1, or right rear. After we do that, we're going to move to our last wheel, which is the right front. And we're going to bleed that the same way we bled the left front. And then at the end, we're going to top off our master cylinder with brake fluid. Now that we've bled our brakes, we're going to top off the brake fluid. Make sure it's at max. Put your cap back on. If your brake pedal feels firm, then you're all set. You can put your wheels back on, torque them, take it for a road test.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.